Alright. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We've got a very special map here on a very special map. We're on Green Kingdom, and this was played in one of these tournaments where they try out non-ladder maps and get pro players to play on it. We've got Alpha X Astrea, North America's #1 player right now. Or I guess the America's #1 player, actually, now that Latin America and America are competing in the same regionals. We've got Mixu down here in the bottom right side, the Finnish Zerg player. A young gun, one of the prodigies coming up from that region, a young hope for the next Cyril out of Finland. This gold base is crazy, says Astrea. So let's just talk about the map, because this map is insane. So you start immediately with a gold base right there. That has 8 mineral patches on it. That's a full gold base, but it can be harassed from the other side. So Mixu says, I think the one thing this map needs is more choke points. Oh, I think I sense sarcasm. That's a pretty tight choke. That's a pretty tight choke. That's a very tight choke. Oh, okay, yep. Oh my god. Zerg players do not like choke points. Zerg like big, wide open areas, guys. I think Astrea is going to be very happy with the architecture on this map, and I think Mixu is going to be very, very annoyed. On the other hand, maybe you can like multi-prong and be the one being the aggressor darting in and out. And oh, it's blocked. I didn't realize. I was like, why did they not take it straight away? There's actually an unbuildable plate. So you've got to do 400 damage to this plate. It has 1 armor before you can take the gold base. So that's the one thing kind of containing their greed right now. But other than that, I mean, it's a protected base. Yeah, they can harass from behind the minerals, but it's a gold base. I think it's worth losing a little bit of mining time here and there to get that started. Astrea started a gas, but he decided to pull off it, and I think he said, screw that, let's just get 3 Nexi up as quick as possible. Anytime you give a player a base inside their base, Protoss love it, because they can wall off the front. 3 bases is so easy to defend with this Gateway and Cybercore wall off. He's going to go straight for that Nexus. Mixu, on the other hand, looks like is opening a little more standard. No doubt afraid of what Astrea might throw his way. He really should have sent an Overlord over to the left to spot this earlier, because Astrea's going to start this at 2 minutes and 18 seconds. 3rd Nexus already going. Anyone who hasn't watched Astrea's games, you may not realize Astrea is going to be very familiar with this sort of greedy build. He's going to be completely fine with that. 2 Overlords sitting at the front. Astrea's like, yeah, why are there 2 here right now? Mixu doesn't have that information, but going to go for his own 3rd base. Not too far behind. And Zerg has the ability to drone incredibly hard. Both having a little bit of casual fun and banter in the game. This is what I like. I like these tournaments where obviously it's not a world championship match. It's not one of the couple of big premier events of the year. There's money on the line. The players still care about it. But they know it's about having fun. It's about trying new things and putting on a show for the audience where possible as well. So Astrea's super creative. He's one of the best players at adapting to odd scenarios. I really feel like if we basically just had a constantly rotating map pool, or maybe even very randomized maps, where it's maybe Age of Empires style, maybe even randomly generated, I feel like Astrea would be one of the quickest players to adapt his builds on the fly to those maps. And some of the dudes who really want to just refine and perfect their skills in a more static environment, I think they'd get their butt kicked by him. Here we go. Adept's going to shade in, though. Nice harass to start for Astrea. Mixu a little slow on defending this. Mixu already has a 4th hatchery on the way. What the hell? Mixu! Oh, Mixu's being quite greedy, but I got to say, handling this pressure about as well as he could have. He's only lost 2 drones so far, which is really impressive considering he had no Zerglings at home. 4th base is on the way. Does he know about the gold? He doesn't, but I think he can guess it's there, right? I think he's just like, yeah, come on, of course. Zealot did go down already. There was a Zealot pressure. That probably is what forced the Zerglings to the front, allowed the Adept to slide in. Gold base is going to be instantly saturated with 12 workers. Because this is a full 8 mineral patches, you could actually send even more there. Mixu definitely needs to re-rally the main back to its own mineral line. These 2 bases, there you go. Rallying back to the main to fix up that saturation. Income-wise, Astrea did get his gold base up a little bit earlier. He's going to go Twilight and a whole bunch of gateways. Charge would be amazing with the crazy mineral count. But Blink, yeah, Blink is going to give you flexibility on the defense. You can always pull back, and you can abuse the choke points a lot more. Melee units don't like all these ledges and choke points, so going Zealots would probably be a pretty bad idea. Get up Stalkers, use them to defend, secure a 4th base, and then you can make a big Zealot transition later on. A couple more gateways already going down. 52 workers for Protoss, only 46 for Zerg. Bit of a supply block there for Mixu. Mixu's got to hold that drone key down. I mean, most of the time, if you see a Zerg with 4 bases already up, 5 queens injecting, about to go up to the 55 worker count, you'd say Zerg's ahead. You'd say Zerg is playing the greediest game of his life. But Astrea's greed knows no bounds. His 4th Nexus is starting as the 4th is just finished for Mixu. He's still up in workers, and he's looking very solid. He's only got a few units out. 1 Stalker, 2 Adepts. Because there's no pressure at all from the Zerg, he's able to get away with it. And look at that, he's even able to warp in units from the high ground pylon. It's these little adjustments that only Astrea thinks of in the heat of the moment. Never played the map before, hops in, and he's like, hey, wait a second, the ledge is right above the base. I can just build a pylon there and immediately do fast warp-ins on the low ground. So even if he floods Lings, look at that battery placement. You can't surround that battery with Zerglings very easily. You can warp in units into choke points. This is beautiful by Astrea. He's now going to go double forge in the back of the gold base. Keep in mind, there's no gas on this gold base unless you take it from the other side. I guess once these minerals mine out, you could take the gases and do like slightly long distance mining. Adepts are going to go on the gold base. Nice attack here for Astrea. Gets a drone, starts to waste a little bit of Mixu's mining time. The Zerglings will rotate around and deal with those Adepts. The Adepts are going to try to get back to the back of the gas. Maybe grab a few drones on the way out. Nice, gets one. And doesn't quite get the second Adept hit off on the other one. One Adept will fall. One of them does. Oh, they both fell actually, did they? Where'd they shade to? Oh no, it shaded into the other base. Oh, okay, 3 drones in total, not too bad. Double forges on the way. The Robo's coming as well. Astrea's on 70 workers, so at this point you'd expect him to cut workers and really go for some sort of big attack. Put the pressure on Mixu before Mixu gets out of control. Mixu's building 12 more drones! Okay, Mixu's going to 85 workers. Alright, there is a point we agreed gets a little bit crazy, mate. He's going 6 gas as well. Thing is, Mass Zergling does beat Stalkers pretty hard, but with this map, with these choke points, maybe not. I like the way Astrea pushes up and attacks the... Oh no, the Lings are attacking the rocks! Astrea pushed up to focus the Spine Crawler down. Removing that was very important, but Mixu was attacking the rocks that whole time with his small number of Zerglings. He's got 50 more Zerglings coming out. 30 of them have just popped, another 30 in production. And these Lings look like they went for a bit of a backstab, forced some warp-ins at home. He's now going to look to flank this army. There's ledges everywhere. Can you guys imagine 3-Rax Reaper on this map? Oh my god, like they just have so many ledges to jump up and down. This would be a complete nightmare for a Zerg player to deal with. In general, I don't think Zergs are liking this green kingdom very much. Ooh, Mixu with a good angle. But man, there's just no surface area. The Queens are going to have to take out these Stalkers. And finally, okay, when that Stalker goes down, finally there's some decent surface area. Mixu does need to keep dealing with these guys. A few more Stalkers coming through the middle of the map. That's a very good set of fights for Mixu. You can see they're ahead in the units lost tab, but Astrea's taking a 5th base. What the hell? Astrea's still building workers 4 at a time right now. Mixu's still trying to drone. I think Mixu should do nothing but army production. Astrea's being way too greedy. I think if you just go and make nothing but army now, you can do it. But instead, Mixu's trying to make just Zerglings. No Roach Warren, no Baneling tech on the way. And no macro hatcheries. You need like 4 macro hatcheries to support this economy. You can tell Mixu is maybe not as experienced with going straight to 100 workers as some other people would be. He's going to start making... Oh, there is a Baneling nest. It looks like that just finished, I guess. But you need a Roach Warren in this sort of game, right? Get some Roaches out or Hydras. Some sort of base fighting unit would be massive. Zergling does kill a probe on the rear side of that mineral line. These Stalkers move out. The Zerglings look for the angle, but nice micro by Astrea, who's already taking a 6th base. Holy crud. Dude, and Mixu's taking these bases on the bottom left to 6th and a 7th base. It's going to be 6th base Protoss versus 7th base Zerg, but look at that. Astrea's sneaking down the right. Mixu doesn't have his Overlords out there. He's not going to see this coming. Oh my god. Are you serious? How is that getting through there? Whoa! Okay, he now sees the Warp Prism. Mixu does spot it. You can see he's pulling all of his Queens up there to try and get rid of it. He's actually got Mutalisks out, so he can deal with it. He's trying to play Mutaling Bane. Oh, that's kind of cool, man. That's a cool style to mix in, but look at that. Astrea's getting his workers on the gold. Distracted right now is Mixu. Mixu's actually not pulling the Mutas to deal with this. He's using the Queens and the Zerglings to try to deal with the Prism. He's trying to sneak the Mutalisks across the map. Astrea does not know about this coming. Down to 88 workers is the Zerg versus a 100 Protoss, but he's going up to 15 gateways and 2-2 upgrades right now, whereas there's only +2 melee on the way. Mixu's gonna ransack the gold base for some big damage. Stalkers blink across. They're gonna take out that base. Zealots run into Spinecrawlers. Spinecrawler's doing well. Zerglings go after the Nexus. Zealots running in on the south as well. Linkbane will defend. Mutalisks are gonna take out the gold base if he's not watching out. 2-2 does get halted. They both got depowered there, those Forges, but the Stalkers are still in the back. That's not getting dealt with. Mixu needs to put it back in his pants right now and focus on cleaning this up. These Zealots are a problem without any Roaches or anything. And just Zerglings, he needs a lot of lava. He's lost his gold base. Both players have lost the gold base mining. The Mutalisks are being forced home. Oh no! The Zealots ransacked this base. It is an economic arms race of absolutely insane greed in this game. But Astrea doing so well with these Stalkers. He's out of Blink though. Blink cooldown's off. He's got 1-1 upgrades. Mutas don't have their attack upgrade finished just yet. Good blink backs there. Looks like the Stalkers, I think, will go down, but they're going to take out a lot of Mutalisks on the way. More importantly, these Zealots on the left. 2 kills and 6 kills. 14 drones went down in the last minute. And that's a big problem. Down to just 74 workers is Mixu. I do think if Mixu just has a bigger army, he can maybe slap down some hurt, maybe stomp some of these, and see if he can just rip apart an army or two and win those trades. Mutalisks come in on the gold base again. That's enough to one-shot probes. The perfect number of Mutalisks there. The Stalkers are going to try to blink across. He's trying to blink up to the high ground. It's a little bit derpy, though. 8 more probes do go down. Mixu's Mutalisks keeping him in this game. He's back up to 81 drones himself. He's trying to build 4 more workers. Mixu wants that economy. He's got 20 Mutas, 34 Zerglings, 4 Banelings. Muta's going to go around the far left, trying to get in the back of the main. What do we got over there? Astrea's coming down. Lots of Stalkers moving forward. Mutaling Bane going to start to come in. And that is not going to be a good fight for Mixu. Back off. No, he doesn't have enough Zerglings to be taking this fight, I don't think. He cancels the base, which is good. He's keeping Astrea on 5 base, and he's on 7. As long as he keeps transferring workers to the correct bases, which you can see, Mixu's doing a great job of. Yeah. I guess he did lose his gold, remember, earlier. Got to keep that in mind. Oh, these same 4 Mutalisks, Mixu. He's got a big squad of Mutas on the right, but he's just keeping his little active squad down here, which he keeps going back in. That's pinning a lot of Stalkers. It's doing a lot of damage. However, 3 3s on the way. Remember, Mixu, he's got +3 melee started and Adrenal Glands, but no Carapace. Those armor upgrades for Protoss are going to pay dividends. Whenever it's Zealots versus Zerglings, they are going to be massive because the armor will get rid of the +3, and the Zealots are going to be two-shotting those Zerglings. If you can get some Archons as well as Astrea, the Ling Bane Muta will fall off incredibly hard. Zealots coming in. Giant Zealot run by that base is toast. That Queen will fall very quickly. The drones do quickly evacuate. It's going to need to send a lot of Ling Bane or Mutas down there ASAP. It's going to send the Mutalisks to clean up with it. But Mutas will take a while to clean up that many Zealots. Stalkers coming through the middle right now. They're going to try and abuse these choke points as much as they possibly can. Mutalisks cleaning up a few of these Zealots, but not before losing a ton of mining time. Stalkers, man, abusing these choke points. Mixu is up against the ropes. Astrea is re-establishing his 6th base. His 3 3s on the way. His Dark Shrine's almost there. The second round of Zealots comes in. The Mutas just flew away, guys. The Mutas are not in position. They come back down. You don't want to be losing these bases. If you get knocked back to 5 bases, the Zerg, those 98 drones, do not have anywhere to mine. That's going to be a big issue. Yeah, Hatchery goes down. Zealots get the snipe there. Really good pickoff for Astrea. Astrea's still not building any splash damage. I guess he can make Dark Templar Archons, but definitely an awkward spot on both sides. Cannons are up everywhere now. Lots of cannon battery because Astrea doesn't have Phoenix. So Mass Muta should be able to kind of base trade him down. Rather than building the counter unit, the Phoenix, he's saying, screw it, I'll just make enough cannon battery. And my 3-3 Stalkers, anytime they fight the Mutas, I'll kick their ass. Stalkers here with cannons and battery overcharge. I think Mixu makes a good choice to pull back here. Pull back with the Mutas, bro. The Mutas stood. What are we doing? He's trying to stack up and pick off the Stalkers, but that was not a good fight. He's lost 19 Mutalisks this game. Units lost tab 3,000 in favor of Astrea. I like the idea of just backstabbing, base trading, playing really aggressive, but look at this. There's observers everywhere, guys. Astrea sees the entire map. Look at his vision. He's got observers all over the map, and Mixu just has not had overseers running around with his units, which makes things really hard for him. Dark Templar gonna run in. Oh no, 7 Dark Templar. My words are hurting. My brain is hurting. My words are not coming out properly because I feel the pain. When you're on this many bases and you get caught with your pants down against Dark Templar, it is a nightmare. 3-3 is now finished. These Stalkers chase off the Mutalisks. A total of now 24 Mutalisks have died this game. Stalkers take out another hatchery up there. Mixu's trying to expand everywhere at once, but it's so hard to defend across all these bases, especially in these choke points. This is why I was saying, I think the player, who swaps into the aggression a bit earlier might have more of an advantage if you can crush one of these big armies. Maybe a big force of Hydralisks would have been great in these choke points against the Stalkers as well. Another hatchery does go down. Mass Stalker counterattacking the left at the same time. The Mutalisks will come back, and I think they have the numbers to fight this. The 3-3 upgrades are going to make it not a cheap move. The Zerglings getting stuck up, gumped up in the choke point there. You can see the Stalkers do need to kill the Stalkers. Sorry, the Mutalisks need to kill the Stalkers in the choke point to open that up. Finally, that goes down. Up to 32 Mutalisks have been killed, though, so another 8 went down in that battle. Right now, Astrea in the units lost tab is still 3,000 resources there. He gets another hatchery kill. A bunch of drones here. Caught kind of long-distance mining. Mixu's income's drying up. It's over 4,000 minerals a minute right now for Astrea on 97 workers. His 6th and 7th and 8th bases all coming up right now. And Mixu, on the other hand, doesn't really have any freshies. He's got the gold base mining again. Uh-oh, get out of there, Mixu. That's a lot of Stalkers, man. Don't turn and fight. Run. Stalkers do struggle to keep up, especially with all these ledges, so the Mutas can outposition and outpace them. You got to be really careful about those blinks coming in. Good movement by Mixu. If he rotates and circles around the north, he might be able to get even more damage. He's really got to find a way to keep Astrea off his back, but Astrea will not be perturbed. He's got Dark Templar coming in the top right side. Snipes that hatchery. Lings are going to try to go for a backstab. The cannon battery is going to make it difficult, especially with how many gateways? He got 15 gateways of warpins available. That cannon goes down, but a new cannon finishes. Zergans are not going to be able to take that out. Mutalisks have an Overseer now. They will clean up a lot of these Dark Templar, which is cute. Gets the DT running away. Will take out the Archons, but they buy a few seconds just by morphing into those tankier Archons. Mutalisks unable to kill this base. Behind it, how's the income going? Back up to almost 3,000 minerals a minute is Mixu. But as I say that, another base is going to get sniped, most likely in the bottom left. Lings are coming in on top of that. I don't think Astrea has recall this time. Does he want to focus the Nexus? He decides not to. He's going to try and escape. Oh, he's got reinforcements coming in. Actually, Mixu's the one who's pushed back. Mutalisk is getting chased away in the top right. He's still trying to mass Mutalisk. I don't know, man. What do you even go here? I think Ultras would be pretty cool in this sort of scrappy map where you're fighting on all sides at once. I'd love to see Ultras, but he doesn't have the money. Lurkers, hard counter Stalkers and Zealots. He's trying to go for that tech path. It's just a long way away. 3 drones have gone down. Mutaling's going to surround this army, but those Stalkers, look at all those Lings on the top. They're all stuck behind each other. Only one Stalker. That one Stalker is holding the wall. The Lings are finally getting in on top, but the Stalkers still focus firing Mutas as they go, trying to blink away at the same time. Meanwhile, Stalkers take out another hatchery on the other side. The Stalkers will eventually go down, but Astrea keeps blinking away and focusing down Mixu's Stalkers, and that's why this is so costly. Astrea is so close to his own base, his own reinforcement points as well. So as it gets to this stage in the game, you don't have the distance that you want as a Mutaling Bane player. As a Mutaling Bane player, you want space between you and the Protoss. There is no space here at all. There is no room to breathe. Astrea just shoving on in, being so annoying. Mixu does get the Mutas on the mineral line. He's going to take out a few probes. That's pretty sick, guys. 17 workers. The crazy thing is that 18 workers. Astrea was over 100 workers, and he'll replace those so quickly. 6 probes building at a time. He's still got an insane income right now. Mixu's income drying up. Mixu's supply not looking that good. And Astrea is just incessantly hitting him. Zealots on one side, Stalkers on the other. One of the observers gets cleaned up. Looks like finally Astrea's map vision is not as insane as it was, but it's still pretty darn good. Stalkers denying drones, trying to retake a hatchery in the bottom left. Zealots are going to get cleaned up by Mutalisks, but even with +2, the Mutalisks are so much struggling to deal with Zealots because they have 4 armor. And you got to remember, each bounce only does 1/3 damage of the previous attack. And it's after you calculate the 1/3, you then calculate the armor, knocking another 4 off that. So basically all the Mutalisk bounces do almost no damage. They mostly do either 1 or a half a point of damage, and the main attack is only doing 7 damage as well. So Mutalisks just kind of suck. Once the Protoss gets to +3 armor on their units, even if you have 3/3, the Mutas are not fantastic in that scenario. They don't kill anything that quickly. Dark Templar, run by, not again. Oh, Astrea, you disgusting man. You disgusting Protoss boy. Snipes the Hive in the main. Oh, man, even with Overlord speed and Overseers and Lings right there, he doesn't get on top of it in time. Finally, Mixu scrambling. You can tell he's in panic mode. He does take out another 19 probes of Astrea. He is wounding Astrea's economy quite a lot, but Astrea's putting him back to the Stone Age. Those Dark Templar in the main are actually going to win the fight. No way. They beat all the Zerglings. The Mutalisks fly away. There's still one Dark Templar there. Oh no! Mutas at the top try to fight the Stalkers. Astrea warps in another 15 Stalkers with 3/3. Now +2 plasma shields as well. And Mixu has to tap out. Okay, that was a game, guys. I love seeing maps like this. They might not be the fairest maps in the world, but the chaos, like the massive rewards on things like the gold bases, forcing each other to shove into each other, the different style of play, forcing the players to go out of their comfort zone. And don't get me wrong, I mean, Astrea didn't have much of a transition. He had double robo, but if Mixu managed to transition sideways into lurkers and maybe went for a style that wasn't so Mutalisk focused, this would be really hard for Astrea. So that was cool. I'll try to cast more games from these different creative maps. If you guys enjoyed, let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you all next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and good night.